What's up guys, King of Duels here, coming at you with another video. In this video I'm going to be explaining what deck I'm going to be running at Regionals. It is a variant of the Quasar deck that I originally built, saying that I was going to use that at Regionals. That deck was really good, but sometimes it had really bad hands, and it was it was a little bit inconsistent at sometimes. So I took a new look into the deck and I tried to completely center it around one really good card in the deck, Dark Simorgh. Dark Simorgh can be special summoned. It can be chaos summoned, kind of, where you remove a wind monster and a dark monster from your graveyard to special summon it, and you can remove a wind monster and a dark monster from your hand to special summon it from the graveyard. And it's a 2700 beater, and when it's on the field, no cards can be set. And seeing as top meta decks, almost half of their deck is cards that they would set, it's a very good card for the format, for sure. Shuts decks down. But let's get into the deck profile, and I'll explain more as I go. Starting it off, 3 Quick Draw Synchron. Quick Draw Synchron's the baller. He makes the plays happen. Every one of my videos I talk about Quick Draw Synchron and how good he is. So, you know, don't really want to do that this time. So, all right, next one. 3 Level Eater. Level Eater makes the plays for the deck, I guess. Good players never have Level Eater in the graveyard. Always going to have that Level Eater on the field. He makes all your plays. You run a deck filled with tuners and 3 Level Eaters. He will be your non-tuner for everything because he's always on the field. He's pretty good. Two Jinx Neutron. I have a couple proxies because this is a last-minute adjustment. I haven't been able to get the cards yet, but I have all of them ready for me at Regionals. I just need to get there and get them from my friend. Yeah, Jinx Neutron is awesome. He's the Stratos of the deck. He allows you to search Quick Draw Synchron and add him to your hand. I wasn't playing him before. I didn't actually know what this card was or how it read out. The main reason I liked it is because it's a light monster and I needed more light targets for BLS. So I was like, oh, I might as well play test him, and he's been working amazing so far. So yeah, he's becoming a staple slowly. 2 Symphonic Warrior bases. Like I said, I'm proxying some. This is it's a level 1 tuner of the deck, the level 1 machine tuner that can be special summoned with Road Warrior. I used to use 2 Unknown Synchron, but this card is just way better than Unknown Synchron. This card has done some work recently. Pretty much you can, once per turn, you can target 1 Symphonic Warrior on your side of the field and increase its level by the number of cards in your hand. So this guy, you know, you can adjust the cards in your hand so easily. You can just set whatever you want, you know, get rid of stuff. So you can make his level anything, pretty much. You can just turn his level into whatever you want. So I can go Road Warrior, special this guy, make him level 4, bring Level Eater out, and then sync for Catastor or Hyper Librarian with a Road Warrior and Quick Draw. Road Warrior and Catastor or Hyper Librarian on the field. Pretty awesome. Or I could just go into Formula Synchron and get the +1. And if you draw it, it's not bad because you can just drop it, increase its level by 5, and then, you know, E-Tele with it or something. I've done so many plays. He's becoming slowly the VIP of the deck. He puts in so much work. 2 Tengu. Wasn't playing Tengu before. Tengu's amazing. The only thing wrong with it is that it's at 2, and because it's at 2, you draw 2 less likely. That's really all that it means. When it was at 3, I felt that I would always draw 2, but now that it's at 2, I only draw 1, and I get its effect all the time. And it's never dead. It was dead like once out of the 50 games that I play tested so far. And yeah, it does work. It's a wind monster. Gotta get it to the graveyard for the Dark Simorgh summon. Then we got the E-Tele engine. Wouldn't be called Tele-DS without the Tele. Gotta have that. I'm running Exceeds in the extra deck. That's why I took Krebons out and I put Psychic Commander in. But I'm probably going to switch this back to a Krebons because I never seem to need 3 Psychic Commander. I mean, I never seem to need 2 Psychic Commander, I only need 1. And Krebon's was doing some work, and now that I don't have them anymore, it's showing. So yeah, probably gonna do that. And now we're gonna get to the Chaos stuff. 2 Tour Guides, don't have them, but I will. Yeah, Tour Guide's good. Have the level 3s in the extra deck, so gotta have the Tour Guides. And yeah, plus +1ing off of a Tour Guide is awesome. You know, we all know how good Tour Guide is, guys. Alright, 2 Tragodia and Gores. Now let me talk a little bit about this. I don't have Tragodia yet. That sucks. But I'm gonna get 2 ultis at regionals for sure. That's my main goal, is getting 2 ulti Tragodia. And that is because Tragodia is one of my favorite cards of this deck, hands down. This card puts in so much work. It does what no card can do, where its effect will allow you to instantly exceed for any level exceed monster. Pretty much. If you use both of his effects in combination with each other. I know most of you probably know this, but for the few people that don't, I'm going to tell you why this card is really good this format. Alright, all the decks of this format run level 3s, level 4 monsters. Awesome. Let's say that they attacked you and you summon that Tragodia onto your side of the field. Now, he's at a ridiculously high amount of attack because I have all my cards in my hand all the time. So he's at somewhere like, he's usually at 3k. Because I have 5 cards when I summon him. But, let's say I'm going to use his effect. I'll use his first effect. Pitch a monster from my hand. Take your opponent's monster. Just take it. You don't, it's not like mind control, where you take it until the end of the turn, or you can't tribute it, you can't, attack with it. Tragodia, you pitch a monster from your hand, you take control of your opponent's monster at the same level, and you have it forever. It's your monster. Now, you can use his second effect. Because you pitched, let's say that you pitched to level 3 and took control of your opponent's level 3 monster. Because you pitched at level 3, you can use the second effect, which is target a monster in your graveyard with a level and increase it, make it the same level as the targeted monster in the graveyard. So you target the monster that you pitched to take your opponent's monster, make him a level 3 as well, and then you exceed instantly with the Tragodia. And it's a really, really good combo. Or you could just straight take your opponent's big monsters by ditching like Gores or BLS and just take your opponent's monsters. Tragodia puts in some work, that's for sure. Next up we have Chaos Sorcerer and BLS. I only run 3 light cards, but in my extra deck it's all centered around bringing out light monsters for these guys. So yeah, they do some work. Chaos Sorcerer is awesome. BLS, even more awesome. And the last monsters of the deck, guys, 3 Dark Simorgh. Could not play this deck without 3. You summon him turn 1 almost every game because it's just too easy to get Wind in a Dark in the graveyard. It's just way too easy. And you summon this guy turn 1. If you go first, it's gonna severely hurt your opponent unless they open Dark Hole or something, because they can't set any cards. They're probably going to have a handful of back row and maybe like a Spirit Reaper or a Snowman Eater or something. They can't do anything. All they have to do is try to beat over a 2700 beater unless they have like Dark Hole or Smashing. But there's no cards of the format besides Acid Golem that can beat over a 2700 beater. He's just too big. And yeah, summon him turn 1 and it's pretty much game over after that because they can't get it off the field. And if they can't set their bottomlesses, deep prisons, torrentials, all that stuff, if they can't set it, they have no monster removal. So they just lose. Definitely have to run 3. Best card in the deck. Centered the whole deck around it after I play tested it. I just play tested with 1. It was so good because every time I had it in my hand, I would drop it. Then I switched it to 3. Still, every time I get it in my hand, I can drop it. It's crazy. 3 emergency teleport. Because, teleports those psychic monsters in. It's pretty awesome. 2 tuning. Tuning for the quick draw. All it can add is quick draw now. It's kind of sad that I took all the targets for this out besides quick draw, but I only ever search quick draw, so it doesn't matter. 2 Forbidden Lance. Yeah, Forbidden Lance does some work. I needed some monster protection, but I wanted, it was either between these or MSTs, and these are far superior to MSTs, and it's a far superior card than MST in most good players' minds. Ask any good player that you know what's better, and they'll be able to tell you straight up that this card just gets over stuff. And then we'll start off, we'll have the staples: Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn, Pot of Avarice, Mind Control, Allure, One for One, and Foolish Burial. Alright, those are pretty much the synchro staples of any deck, you know. Gotta have them. Alright, now let's get on to the extra deck. Alright, let's start off with the, probably the most surprising card that I'm going to have in the extra deck, which is the Chronomaly Crystal Chrononaut. This card does work so hard. Mainly in here because I needed a light target for when I tour guide into tour guide and overlay. I needed a light target. The main reason that I wanted tour guides in my deck is because I wanted to be able to tour guide into a tour guide and then exceed for either a light or a wind target, which is my other level 3, which most of you probably know what it is now. Just in case I had Dark Simorgh or BLS in hand, I wanted to make sure that I was able to drop them with just the tour guide. That was the key. Giga Brilliant was the only other light target. This card is just way better than Giga Brilliant. Whenever it's targeted for an attack, you can detach a material, and it can't be destroyed by battle or by card effect for the rest of the turn. And any damage, any battle damage that I would take from any battle damage you would have taken from battles involving this card, your opponent takes instead. So it's ultimately like a Spirit Reaper. You just go into it and your opponent's not going to attack it because that would be dumb. Mainly because it can't be destroyed by battle, and they take all the battle damage that you would have taken. So there's no reason for them to attack this card. So it's kind of like Zen Mains, but I think it'll become the new Zen Mains eventually, because people seem to out Zen Mains so easily. It's just like you summon it, but they always have answers for Zen Mains, whether it's because he's a machine, they can, you know, Cyber Dragon with it or something, but they always find ways to get over him, and this card is just, you know, slightly less harder to get over, in my opinion. I'm still playtesting with it, but it's working pretty good so far. The other level 3 is Leviair. Don't have one yet, but I'll have one for regionals. Leviair is a wind exceed, which is awesome, and it brings back remove from play, which so my whole deck removes materials from play for summoning, so it's good to bring it all back. Formula Synchron, because he's good. Armory Arm for BLS OTK. Hyper Librarian, because draw power. Catastor. This is DT. I want to Ultimate. I don't know if anybody would do that, but I wanted just looking for someone that would just straight up trade DT for Ultimate. That would be awesome. Junk Gardener and Drill Warrior. I don't run Gaia. I don't run. I had to take a lot of cards out, but I ran like statistics. I played tested like 10 games and wrote down how often I would summon each synchro monster that I had, and I went 10 games without summoning like Gaia, Junk Warrior, stuff like that. I could always manage. It was like Junk Warrior's just not even close to good in comparison to these cards, and I could always find a way to make a level 6 with Quick Draw instead of a level 5. So I just took Junk Warrior out and added Junk Gardener to give me more options, because this guy's amazing and this guy's also amazing. And Junk Warrior was just kind of okay. Black Rose, I was playtesting with 2 Black Rose when I was running the Black Rose control build, which it's still kind of the Black Rose control build, but it was centered around getting level 3 tuners and keeping level 4 non-tuners on the field, and just Black Rosing your opponent every turn, because if you +1, you can +1 off this like easily. Black Rose you always plus like crazy. So you would just Black Rose it on your go after your opponent's first turn, and then you would pretty much win because they would minus so hard. But I can still do those plays, but they're just not as good. You can't really focus the whole deck around it. Junk Destroyer, level 8 with Quick Draw, allows you to blow up everything. Can't really max its level because I don't run tokens too much, where I would be able to blow up 4 cards on the field. Can only blow up to really 3. I think. Road Warrior, the card that does the most work. for sure was going into this card. This card is top priority in my deck. You gotta summon it whenever, because I have the ability to go Road Warrior and then summon Formula Synchron and draw a card, or go Catastor or Librarian. And then if I go Formula Synchron, I can level lead it again and sync for a Stardust using the Road Warrior and the Formula and have like a level leader on the field. This card does the most work for sure. Scrap Dragon, level leader and Scrap Dragon is just shenanigans, so might as well keep it in there just for that play. Even though sometimes I don't really summon it unless I need it, but yeah, it's always a good option if you have the power to summon Scrap Dragon to do it. Stardust, my play that I try to get the most off is summon Stardust and go and summon Dark Simorgh, because then you'll have like so many outs to the everything that they have in their deck. And I put it down, like I try to see, and like the only cards that get over it is like Compulse and like Mace Stroke. There's very little cards that can get over the Dark Simorgh and Stardust combo. It's pretty awesome. I can do it a lot, and I pretty much win the games that I summon it. And then Shooting Star Dragon and Shooting Quasar Dragon. These cards are not being summoned as much. Quasar's not being summoned as much because the deck doesn't revolve around Synchro summoning like crazy. It revolves around mainly controlling your opponent, which is how a deck needs to be this format to be successful. But yeah, I've been really debating whether these cards should be in, and usually right when I'm about to take them out, I play test and I have a game where I open Quasar and then just realize you automatically win games you open Quasar, and having the ability to just automatically win a duel is a powerful power. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Tell me what you thought about the deck in the comments below, and tell me if you have any comments. Thanks for watching, and peace.